You'll only be served by the attractive barmaid? Okay, no problem. My friend told me this story and it was just too good not to share. So, the town we live in has lots of good old-fashioned British pubs, and one that is a pub during the week and then turns into, sort of, a club at the weekends. Since it's the only place open past 12/1 am, it tends to attract a lot of drunk dickheads. My friend was working one night with two other bar staff, one other guy and a girl who I've been told was pretty attractive. It was about 11:55 p.m. and a guy walks up to the bar. My friend wasn't serving anyone at the time and goes to take his order. "No thanks mate, I'll wait for her." My friend tried to explain that she was serving customers at the other end of the bar, and that he would be the one to take his order. "No. I am only getting served by her. No one else." "Sure mate, no problem." My friend then waits for his colleague to finish serving her existing customer. By the time she's done it's around 11:57 p.m. So, my friend turns to her and says, "Hey, you've only got 3 minutes left of your shift, so you might as well leave now, we've got it covered." So she leaves. My friend and the other guy working both refused to serve him for the rest of the night, as per his request.
Now to the comments. I used to work at a burrito place and this one guy was clearly only coming in to talk to one of the hosts he had a crush on. One time he came in and asked if she was there. We told him it was her day off and he just spun on his heel and left without ordering anything. He was also a karate instructor and we used to joke that every day he prayed we'd get robbed so he could show off his skills.
This reminds me how over the summer my mom would bring home a bunch of fruit and melons and such like every other week. Why? Her coworker had an unemployed son who was bored and ended up developing a crush on the grocery girl who would do the curbside deliveries. He would order every day. If she was working, he would go like twice a day. Since school started, she's hoping he finally stops bringing home 10 watermelons a week.
Former bouncer here. The hot bartender has already been hit on 500 times tonight. You are not going home with her.
Yeah, I am. She's my missus and I'm here to drive her home.
Only acceptable answer. Beauty, left him dry.
I guess you could say his evening was teetotaled.
What? I just began a new job that can more or less support my fiancée and I. She works 3 days a week at a bar to make some extra money. I don't consider myself to be overprotective, but dang if some of her stories don't make me want to sit at the bar for her entire shift. Some people have no shame. There are also sadder stories, like a weird guy complaining to her about how he doesn't understand why no women like him. He said he makes a lot of money. He just didn't understand that there's more to it than that, I guess.
I've noticed a lot of men just generally feel very entitled to a woman, like it's something they deserve.
I've noticed that and I'm a bloke, I find it really creepy, like hot dang you aren't entitled to duck all but taxes in life. I worked with this smoking hot girl once. We were servers, a low-key Italian place, fancy food / casual vibe, so, moms love to try and hook me up with their daughters, and at the time I was in college for engineering so they doubled down. Would be great if I wasn't a raging homo. My solution? Work GF. Who better than the smoking hottie? I told her my situation and she was on board 100%, so anytime moms would try and cuff me I'd be like, oh, actual grab hottie passing by, this is my girlfriend, and we'd do a lil skit together. They always looked so defeated. One day the actual boyfriend comes in, it's the first time I met him. Dude is 5 feet 5 inches, maybe 170, 5/10 face, kinda redneck but in a good son kinda way. I walk over and introduce myself as the other man and he was so cool. She found herself the real keeper and I bet it hurt so many Chads' egos to see them together. She also likes mud riding and horses. She just happens to be super hot too, with 6 brothers might I add. Sorry, that was rambling.
This is so cute. I hope you found yourself a partner after all this.
Nope, still a single Pringle. Being a non-drinker, homebody, gay dude takes me out of most of the dating scene. With the timing on that girl's shift ending, I guess you could say that drunkard got a bit shortchanged in trying to get his way. Beautiful MC on your friend's part. Edit, holy shit, was not expecting this one pun comment to blow up. Thank you for the upvotes. I actually had a story like this, only on the other side as a male. I worked as a bartender almost 10 years ago when I was 22 and, in a lot better shape than my old ass now. I was working with my co-worker, who was a 40-ish Karen type, and she refused to leave the bar and forced me to work the floor, taking orders etc. The older clientele we had, members bar, for mostly war veterans, refused to go to her because she just tried to play the "oh what ya want sweetheart" card, so they kept calling me over to serve them, telling their war stories, etc. At the end of the night, she was pissed at me because I made nearly $200 in tips, and she got a whole $20. Sorry lady, know your clientele, being pretty isn't everything all the time.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but this story still kind of depicts the hot one winning.
I wish I was hot lol, far from it, I'm a doofus. It was just that they didn't want to be milked and treated special, they wanted their beer and to relieve the old days, just someone to rant at and or to leave them the hell alone. Seems this guy died by his own sword. I was working with a guy once who saw a girl waiting and said I've got the girl. Needless to say, I served her with no creepy vibes. I didn't like how he said it. As a female bartender, thank you lol. I never understood this mentality. I don't care who you are or what you look like, if I'm at the bar, the only thing I care about is can you get me drinks and make any mixed drinks correctly. If you're personable and do the job well, obviously I'll leave a good tip. Absolutely stunning. Well done. When being too thirsty leads to you staying thirsty. LOL, creeps like that deserve it. My response to that as a man to a couple of creepy regs. You know the type. You can smell the swinger oozing out of their pores, was to paraphrase and act out the movie Cabin Boy at them. I know I'm not as pretty as her, but this is how a harem girl dances. Oh. Okay. Now that the sexy is out of the way, what are you drinking? Really shut them up and made my attractive co-worker's night.
OMG, I'm dying. I will be stealing this move in the future. That's a hilarious way to disarm people who are acting like that customer. I can just imagine their faces.
I wanna hear how he reacted to being refused all night. Did he get angry? Did you point out his request? I want more info.
OP replied. I've asked my mate and apparently, he just got a bit huffy and then left a few minutes later, so no big kickoff at least. Our lovely town is used to a bit more aggro. Last night a bouncer got stabbed through the hand.
He deserved no service at all. Oh man, working in the service industry you always find old creeps like that. No self-awareness either, they don't seem to realize how pathetic they sound or that these girls don't actually want to talk to them. Maybe that's the point though, to force an attractive woman to give them attention. Guys like this are just an embarrassment. He wouldn't have been nice to your colleague anyways, so a big win for everyone.